All right. All right. I think I figured out how to go live on Facebook. I we should be live on Facebook right now. But what's good everybody? This is another Monday we got going. We have a jam-packed Monday. We got Professor Jiang. I hope I'm not saying that name wrong. We got Nick and Sneako, and then we got Myron at University of Florida. I don't know what else we can get. We could get better. So we got a lot of content to get through, a lot of shit to react to and talk about. And I don't like wasting nobody's time, so let's get right into this shit.
The bitch shaking it, showing it. You this, you that. We laughing at them together. Oh! So stop treating these mother like they mean something.
Let's go to TikTok. All right, now first video we got today is Professor Jiang, and it's a nice quick 8-minute video talking about how America is fabricating the the threat of nuclear, the threat of nukes to survive this campaign of the war and to get to Americans on their side. And we're gonna see what he says about this. He's one of the guys that I like to listen to when it comes to the Israel, America, Iran war. He's a very smart guy. But just one of the outlets that I use when I'm getting my information.
Trump says that Iran is 1 month from developing a nuclear bomb, right? America has been saying this for the past 10 years, okay? You just Google this, and America's like, oh, Iran is only 1 month away from a nuclear bomb. They've been saying this for the past
I made that video. It's been making that.
10 years.
It's been saying that shit too.
So do you understand?
It's really been saying it.
There's absolutely no evidence that any of this is true, okay? But this is how he'll explain the invasion. And chances are that even if Tehran possess a nuclear bomb, they won't use it. Why not? That's right. The reality is that there's only one way that America can win this war against Iran, okay? They can just nuke the country. And America...
Okay, but I was about to say, like, the fuck? Did my Wi-Fi go out? Okay, anyways. But like I was saying, if they are nukes, like they say, then we don't want that to happen over here. Not saying Iran would nuke us, but anybody nuking anything would be bad, because then everybody would feel like they got to use the nuke.
This becomes, so American soldiers are trapped in this country, okay? So now the question then is, wait a minute here. Why would America do something so stupid as send 100,000 soldiers into the country for no reason and get them trapped, okay? So that's a question. And what I want to do now is make you the argument that there are two ways that we can...
Hey bro, can you make me something that sounds like I just died, went to heaven in Japan, and some angels started singing?
prove or provide evidence that this is true, okay? The first is historical analysis.
Stupid.
Historical analysis means that are there historical examples like this, okay? Are there historical analogs? If there are, then this could be true, okay? The second method is through game theory analysis. Why would the actors who are rational do something as stupid as trap 100,000 American soldiers in Iran? All right? So we'll first do historical analysis to find historical analogs, examples, sort of similar to this. And then we'll look at game theory to try to reason out the motivation of the actors. Okay? So let's first look at historical analysis. Okay. So
And you got to remember, America is used to sacrificing people for a cause. 9/11 was a big example of that.
the year is 415 BCE, okay? In Athens. Remember that we studied Thucydides, the Peloponnesian War, last semester, okay? So we will now discuss the Peloponnesian War. The year is 415 BCE. And for the past 17 years, Athens have been fighting a brutal war against Sparta, okay? It's a stalemate. And then for whatever reason, a man named Alcibiades, okay, has a suggestion. Okay, and his suggestion is to win the war against Sparta, let's go invade Sicily. And Nicias, his opponent, is like, why the hell would we want to invade Sicily? It's far away. And Alcibiades is like, well, because it has a lot of money. And if we invade the country, they'll take your money. Okay? And it turned out, by making this argument, the people of Athens really support this argument. Okay? Because the reason why is war was costing them a lot of money. And they become addicted to the easy money of empire. Okay? So they wanted to fight this war. So Nicias has this great idea of how to convince people not to go to war. Okay? And what he says to the people is, okay, guys, I know you want to fight this war. I know that you think this war is a good idea, but Sicily is a huge place. It has a navy. Therefore, we need a massive expedition force against Syracuse and Sicily, okay? We need at least 5,000 soldiers. That's a lot, okay?
Shit.
The total Athenian population is about 50,000 people, okay? 5,000 soldiers is a lot for Athens. And we need about 100 ships. And the idea is Nicias is trying to scare people into not agreeing to not fight, okay? That's the idea. The Athenians say, that's a great idea. Let's send a massive force against Sicily and Syracuse so the war can be won just like that, okay? Shock and awe. So the problem, though, is that never before in its history has Athens sent a large expedition force against another power. Okay? Does that make sense? When the Persians invaded, they were invading Athens. Athens didn't go invade Persia. So when you have sent a massive expedition force against another country, what is your number one problem? What is the thing that you must resolve? But the Athenians didn't really think about it because they had absolutely no experience in fighting a foreign war.
I feel like getting resources and reinforcements and back into like refueling everything, or like I said, resources to the soldiers that are there would be hard.
Okay. So the enemy knows the terrain better than you do, okay?
Thanks.
But there's actually a much bigger problem than that. And it is what? Okay, the biggest problem is resupply. And this is something that the Athenians didn't think about.
Trying to tell you, you'll be on shit.
Because they never thought, they never fought a war like this before, okay? So they sent this huge expedition against Sicily. And Syracuse, which was a naval power, were surprised because they were like, why would the Athenians want to invade us, okay? So for the first year, the Athenians were destroying the Syracuse army. And the Syracuse army had to retreat back into their city, okay? And so the Athenians laid siege to the city. Okay, the Athenians, Syracuse is here, the Athenians are here. And the Athenians control the sea, right? Okay? So this situation is very similar to this situation, okay? Do you understand? But then what happened was that the Athenians couldn't resupply themselves. And the reason why is Syracuse also had a navy, and they could stop the Athenian navy from resupplying the Athenian troops.
Right.
And therefore, the Athenian army was wiped out in Sicily.
You would literally have to, like, when you're invading another country, you would literally have to bring so much shit. It's like, we would literally have to all, like, the force that you would have to bring to invade a country would have to be so massive. And it would be, because, like, again, once you bring that first force, it takes some time for that second force to come, so they can really get a choke in and just close y'all in and start and just, finishing up. But yeah, that force you would have to bring to invade a country is fucking nuts.
And this caused the Athenians to ultimately lose the war against Sparta, and it caused the Athenian Empire to collapse. And again, historians have been trying to figure out for a long time why the Athenians would do such a stupid thing as to send a huge army against Syracuse, because the risk of failure was catastrophic.
Whoa.
What's that?
I just built a budgeting app in Base 44.
Guys, Nina just built an app.
Okay? And the only answer is, well, the Athenians had hubris, okay? They never really lost the war, and they had become addicted to empire, which is the same situation America finds itself in today. Okay? Does that make sense, guys? So this has happened before in history, when the Athenians invaded Sicily and lost to Syracuse. Their entire army was wiped out in Syracuse, okay? Because they couldn't resupply their army. Does that make sense? Right. The second example we can look at is the Vietnam War.
Oh God,
So,
they don't want to talk about that.
In the beginning of 1960, okay? The beginning of the decade.
They don't want to talk about
Americans
that.
have never heard of a country called Vietnam.
It.
Okay? Most Americans didn't know what it was, didn't know where it was, okay? By the end of the decade, in 1969, 500,000 American soldiers were in the country, destroying everything, okay? But also getting destroyed themselves. 58,000 US soldiers died in Vietnam. So the question then is,
Damn.
how did this happen? Why would this happen? 1960, Vietnam was a distant country no one's ever heard of. By the end of the decade, 500,000 US soldiers were in country fighting this war against an enemy they really didn't know. Okay? In 1971,
And they won because of guerrilla warfare, not even because they were better, just because they knew the terrain. And they used guerrilla warfare. They didn't use just run and gun and shoot. And they used tunnels. They had traps. They used the jungle to their they used guerrilla warfare.
the Pentagon Papers came out.
They smart.
The Pentagon
They were
Papers
smart.
Was a history of America's involvement in the Vietnam War dating back to the 1950s, okay? And it made three major points. The first point is that American leadership, military leadership, has been expanding the war in Vietnam without public knowledge, okay? This is what we call mission creep. So maybe at first they sent some observers to the country, then they sent some advisors, then trainers, then soldiers, okay? So mission creep. Slowly over time, things escalate. And you don't really understand why things escalate, but they do, okay? Second,
Okay, bet. Appreciate Professor Jiang. If you didn't understand, basically he's saying this is happening in war. America needs to send a huge force, but if they send a huge force, that would be dumb. They would get trapped. Why would they send a huge force? So that they can use the nuclear bomb, so that they're justified in doing what they're doing, and also possibly they're not telling us how much they're escalating in the war. So we might see, they might show us something normal, and Iran might have something way different because America's not telling us what they're doing over there. So yeah, I appreciate Professor Jiang. He's a nice, he's a good listen. So if you ever are on YouTube and you see him, definitely give him a listen. He's great at explaining stuff. Right here, definitely a good listen. I don't think I saw this one yet, but definitely a good listen. All right, now let's see what Nick and Sneako's talking about today. See if they talk about some bullshit.
King Groyd, how you doing, man? What's up, man? Long time no see. Doing great. Good to hear from you on your day off.
Yeah, we were supposed to connect yesterday, but I fell asleep. So, but what's up?
Not much.
Hey, wait a second. Is that red?
You can wear red, Nick. It's not pure red. And at the time,
Say, wait a second.
The prophet.
Hey, wait a
we're trying to
second.
make a distinction because the enemies were wearing all red, so you weren't supposed to dress like the enemies were wearing all red. But as long as it's mixed colors, if you have red and there's another color, it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Just checking.
5 minutes, not even 30 seconds in, I'm getting haram policed.
I'm just kidding. It's okay. I know. We
So-
like the color red.
I saw, did you see a clip from Klav? He's like, I love seeing Nick and Sneako go back and forth. It's super funny. You know, there's been lots of clips. And I appreciate you taking this call because Osmongold, for example, he said a couple days ago he'd consider talking to me and just communicating through clips. I think when you have disagreements with somebody, we have a lot of more agreements than disagreements. I think.
Right, which is why I don't really get mad over clips. Like, clips don't really show the whole video. We go right to the video. I can go right to the video, and you just go right to the video and watch it. So yeah, getting mad over clips is actually fucking stupid.
So maybe it's
Fucking retarded.
stuff, and so I appreciate you.
Low IQ.
To be here.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I agree. The back and forth is it's kind of funny because we're just clip farming each other on each other's streams. So we might as well just do it, just sit down and do it.
Yeah, so let's start with some of the points of contention, right? We agree that Goyim should unite, but there are some, you tweeted 2 days ago saying, liberal, and my point of view is that it's not really about left and right. I do want to work with you and not have JD Vance win because the GOP has made so many mistakes. And I agree. I'm not a Newsom supporter, but I think it makes sense that they are punished for their blatant lying. And, Newsom, although maybe he's saying this for a populist movement, he's saying some things that I agree with. He's saying that Israel is an apartheid state, and he doesn't seem to be in agreement with this war. So I will unite on that and support you there.
Yeah, I mean, my playbook, though, I do want a Republican to win in 28. I just don't want it to be J.D. Vance or anyone from the admin. Kind of the structure of it for me, very simply, is I want Democrats to win in 26 for the only reason being that they are going to slow down the administration because the administration's out of control.
Yeah, and we talked about that last stream.
They're at war with Iran. I don't think it's outside the realm of possibility they drop a nuke on Iran or, something crazy like that, boots on the ground.
Oh, man. That would be crazy.
I want that to stop. I want the Epstein files delivered. And, all this other stuff. There's also just a lot of stealing. There's a lot of embezzlement, a lot of corruption inside this government. Kristi Noem was basically fired because that is going to become a big problem. There was a big thing in the Wall Street Journal about how, I don't know what exactly it is, but there was some $200 million payment, and she's involved with one of the contractors that's going to be building the wall, something like that. And I think that he let her go because that's going to be maybe an issue if the Democrats have oversight. So I want the Democrats in purely because they're going to grind this admin to a halt. In 28, though, the goal is I want Vance and Hegseth and anybody that's in the admin to go down with the ship so they can't win.
Right.
And I want a Republican to win, but a good one.
And
it was so funny because everybody's like, Nick's a Democrat. He turned it to he said, vote for the Democrat. He said, vote. Oh, my God. He's a Democrat. He switched sides. And I was like, bro, we literally watched the video. If you watch the video, all he was saying was literally like he just said, I just want them to in 26, I want them to slow them down in the midterm so that they're not just fucking doing whatever the fuck they want to do and bulldozing through everything. At least the Democrats will be able to slow the shit that they're doing down so that we can have some type of control over the shit that's going on.
Distinction that I want to make is the difference between people like Hegseth and Trump. I saw you talked about how I spoke about the pastor putting his hands on Trump and they're all kind of preying on him. And I think that the evangelical Christians that are saying the Bible says God must bless those who bless the state of Israel, it makes no sense, and I don't see that as any part of Christianity. And, I come from a Catholic background. I grew up Catholic, and it seems like the Catholics and Orthodox understand that rebuilding the third temple is not a part of Christianity. I saw Tucker do a really good deep dive on the Chabad sect of Judaism and
bro.
what this war could potentially really be about.
Nah, growing up Christian, I've never heard we had to protect Israel. I've never heard that. And I was a Baptist, not saying that they're the best denomination, but we read our Bibles. So there's nothing in the Bible that says that we are supposed to be beholden to Israel. That doesn't, nothing, especially nothing in the New Testament, okay? And that's what Christians really follow.
And so there's a clear separation that I think needs to be made between Catholic Christians, Orthodox Christians, and these warmongering evangelicals. I'm sure you've seen the report of soldiers that were told, and they're complaining that Hegseth was saying Jesus was anointing Trump and shining a light on him to protect Israel and to bomb Iran. So they're trying to turn this into some Armageddon holy war. Hegseth has these crusade tattoos on him. He has the Kafir tattoo, which we believe is going to be written on the forehead of the Antichrist. Hegseth is not like...
Yo, Toby, I see what the follow. Appreciate you, brother.
Not Christ-like at all.
Perfect.
Yeah, I mean, I guess my only issue is I see Judaism and Jews as the source of evangelical Protestantism, or not even, You could get into that. You could go into like where that comes from, the Masoretic texts and things like that. But I mean, in terms of the dispensationalist theology, this whole idea that those that bless Israel will be blessed, I look at that as basically an outgrowth of organized Jewry. And so I guess I just don't like when it always goes back to, Muslims versus Christians. They say Muslims are backward, but Christians are backward too. They say Muslims do this, but Christians do it too. Christians are decadent and degenerate. Muslims are holy. And if it's going to be Goyim Unite, then we got to train the target on Israel, because they really are the ones. Obviously, they're using the Christians to bomb the Muslims. And the more that we lean into the antagonism between Christians and Muslims, the more we play into that. So,
Yeah.
Especially since I know before the war in Iran started, there was a little bit more contentiousness, but especially since the war in Iran started, we have to really make a concerted effort not to get caught up in that. Because like in New York, I'm sure you saw that Jake Lang guy, that Jewish guy, is out there antagonizing everybody, saying, oh, Muslims are goat fuckers and blah, blah, blah. And someone threw a nail bomb at him. And obviously, Muslims maybe are prone to do things like that or whatever, but it's like he's inciting that and antagonizing them to get that response because he's a Jew. He wants Christians and Muslims to fight. He wants to provoke an attack, some kind of racially charged incident, so that there is maybe more public support for boots on the ground in Iran. And so people like you and I have to come together and say, no, nobody wants this war. Not Muslims, not Christians. It almost needs to be a little bit, you could say, even irrational. Like we have to really strive to overcome. Because like I said, even just now, it's like, did maybe some punk like counter protester try to attack this guy? I think that's possible, but you almost have to say like, okay, but they're playing, that guy is playing into their hands. Both Jake Lang and the guy that made the nail bomb, they're both playing into this thing. And people like you and I have to really make an effort to resist that and overcome that, even if it's a little irrational.
Yeah.
Staying away from that division. And I mean, there's an equal possibility that
Guys, there's not enough of us to keep dividing. Okay, I get it. We have to figure out that question first. Okay, we have to solve that question before we start picking, and that's the number one question we got to solve right there. That's what we got to, once we figure that out and we start getting them out of major positions in government, then we can start really nitpicking on what we really need to work on.
This was a setup, that this was part of the plan, that maybe this was somebody hired, but also blaming this guy, if he was throwing a nail bomb on all Muslims, is as ridiculous as blaming Pete Hegseth's warmongering hatred on all Christians, right? Because Protestant Christians dominate America. They are the majority sect of Christianity in America, and these evangelicals are the ones that dominate the White House and dominate DC right now. It's not Catholics and Protestants. The majority of people around Trump, they are with these pastors, and the same pastor putting his hand on Trump, she's the one saying, the angels are coming, the angels are coming. It's just
Yo, this
completely
nigga's
ridiculous. And my point is that they're using Christianity, and it's false Christianity. They're using it to justify this war. So I want to see a complete separation. The same way that if there's a guy throwing a nail bomb, this is not representative of Islam.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I suppose it isn't. Okay.
Well, but you see what I'm saying? But I mean, look, so if this nail bomb is representative of Islam, then why can't we say, and I don't think it's true, why can't we say, look, if America's a majority Christian country, majority is Protestant, majority is evangelical. And
but see, we're doing it. They got us doing it. Now we're doing it. Now
my point is that we shouldn't use these as examples to attack the entire religion. It's not representative of what it is.
Okay, I'm not doing that. But see, now we're doing it. Why are we talking about this now and not? Let's just say, all we need to say about it is this. This incident was a deliberate provocation. A Jew pretending to be a Christian. Maybe the guy's a Muslim. We don't even know who he is. I'm willing to believe he's not a Muslim, let's say. But he's clearly some kind of partisan or an operative. Either way, these two people, there's almost a symbiotic relationship between, even if it is a Muslim who is whipped up by the moment, angry, low IQ, whatever, a guy that would do something like that, he is becoming an unwitting pawn in the game. A Jew pretending to be a Christian, antagonizing some Muslim who's maybe a punk or whatever, or an operative. And they together are creating an incident that will galvanize everybody, because it's like, look, the Jewish guy, Jake Lang, he goes into New York, trying to offend Muslims. And the Muslims are saying, hey, what the F? This is outrageous. He brought it to Zohran Mamdani. He did a pig roast outside of Zohran Mamdani's mansion. And Muslims are saying, well, we're being provoked. We're angry. Surely many of them see what's going on. Maybe some of them don't. And the same is happening with Christians. This guy's going and provoking, and a lot of Christians say, this guy's deliberately antagonizing Muslims. He's trying to incite violence. There's a lot of Christians that don't know, and they say, oh, yeah, let's stick it to him. Oh, look, a Muslim did a nail bomb attack. That's so whatever. So people like you and I, like I said, we just have to really make an effort to isolate the problem makers and say, look, what we don't want, we are in a war with Iran. Forget about these protests and counter-protests, a scuffle in New York. We're at war with Iran. This is apocalyptic. Everybody needs to be really just focused on that. That's sort of my point.
Yeah, the main focus needs to be on the overwhelming Israeli control, right? The Jewish supremacists that have convinced Trump that, Jesus anointed him with a light, Hegseth in the Holy War, and, Ted Cruz, that interview with Tucker was so telling, citing this. And even that verse can be misinterpreted. People are saying that he's not actually saying Israel, he's saying it was the son of Abraham, but they're using that semantic error or misunderstanding to say that, oh, it's actually the state of Israel that was founded in 1948 by the Rothschild family. That I want to see more people.
When that Muslim guy, I think it was in Texas, did the shooting, of course the Muslim guy did the shooting and he left the Quran in the car. Come on. It's like the whole point is they're trying to keep us distracted so they can destroy and obliterate Iran for Israel, okay? They're trying to make us hate Muslims so that we don't feel bad when they nuke them, okay? It's like Nick and Sneako was talking about. It's all psyop, guys. It's a big psyop.
Call that out because that's the justification they're using for this war. And I saw there was a lot of outrage, and of course we have a disagreement about the Times Square prayer, but that is a clear example of how people get whipped up and angry about something so insignificant, right? 200 people praying in Times Square. The next day, Jews take over Times Square and they broadcast all over the TV stations they're doing a Mashiach now, they're doing a rave party, jumping up and down with far more people, far more police. Even in Lakewood, New Jersey, they have their own police, they have their own hospitals. A good example is how angry they got about Somali daycares, and you see Tyler Oliveira gets banned on Patreon for exposing a scam that is much bigger, right? So I see all this outrage on Times Square.
You don't know Tyler Oliveira. He got banned on Patreon. I didn't know you could get banned on Patreon for that shit. That's crazy. I thought Patreon is where you go to not get banned. But he got banned on Patreon for exposing the Jewish community and their abuse of welfare.
For prayer, but almost no talk about the Antichrist celebration. Because what we agree upon, Catholic Christians, Orthodox Christians, is that the Antichrist is the Dajjal. We have an agreement that Jesus is the Messiah, that Jesus will return. And so many of these people have manipulated and changed it and directed the outrage onto Muslims and getting people whipped up about, the Islamic takeover of America. How even though Muslims are 1% of the population, this is a clear tactic to dehumanize Muslims so that when bombs do drop on Tehran, they killed 170 schoolgirls. They reported 1,000 civilian casualties in Tehran. It's so that Americans see this and they think it's something that's cool, like a Call of Duty game. I'm sure you've seen the White House edits where they're playing like football tackles and then a bomb. They're hitting a baseball and then a bomb's going off. This is tricking so many boomer Americans, and no disrespect, a lot of them probably do go to those Erica Kirk, Kenneth Copeland type megachurch celebrations where even another Trump pastor with the giant sign that says Epic Fury behind him, and they're thinking that this is part of a greater holy cause. So I want people to stop falling for the obvious rage bait directed on Muslims when we should understand who is actually taking over our country.
Yeah, and I agree with that. And it's almost surreal to see how much the anti-Muslim thing is now at the fore, because it went away for a long time. I remember that when Trump got elected the first time in 2017, or got inaugurated, ISIS took over the Middle East, and there were ISIS terror attacks in the United States and Europe. And so Islam was very much at the center of the conversation. And then...
I don't think ISIS has ever attacked Israel. Let me see. Okay. Rocket attack on Iliad. Okay. Oh, Golem Heights, and more recently, ISIS claimed attacks in Hadera and Beersheba in March. Where the fuck are those at? Hold up. Hold up. Ew, why the fuck gives me the most ugliest map ever? Trying to see where these cities are at. Beersheba, there we go. Beersheba, say Golden Heights. This is Beersheba, not but we will take we'll give the benefit of the doubt, bro. Messed up. This might be Elliot right here. I think this is Efut. These horrible ass maps, god damn it. But anyways, y'all know what I'm hinting at.
Almost mysteriously, it disappeared. ISIS just like vanished into thin air. It seemed like for 4 years they were unstoppable and there were terror attacks all the time. And then almost overnight, it's like a switch was flipped. Then there was no more terrorism. And then that issue faded into the background and we became preoccupied with Russia and China and the pandemic and BLM and immigration, basically every other issue. And then basically right on schedule, it's amazing how this happens. After October 7th,
this
all
smells like a bounce check for 7G.
Oh,
oh my
Islam
God.
is taking over America. Oh, Muslim terrorists. I saw today, my old colleague, now enemy, Patrick Casey, he did this video about how Tucker Carlson is smuggling Islam into right-wing conservatism. Now, for context, this is a guy who I knew many years ago who was like a white nationalist. And he was a so-called dissident right-winger, far-right activist, whatever you want to say. And we would have looked at that kind of rhetoric as propaganda. We would say, oh, no one's trying to smuggle Islam into the right wing. We would say that's Jewish propaganda. We would say that they're obviously trying to create this, they're fear-mongering and create this spook so that it would generate anti-Iranian, anti-Hamas, whatever the particular enemy is, it would gin up support for war. And now to see basically all the dissident right-wingers kind of taking the bait on this. They're all doing it, and they're now saying, oh, yeah, it's Islam. They all sound like Laura Loomer. They all sound like Mark Levin. And, you know, I've said it on my show, as a Catholic and as a American nationalist, I don't think America's a Muslim nation. I don't want tons of Muslims to live here. Those are my views. At the same time, you also recognize that that's actually not the biggest problem. The big problem, as we've talked about with immigration, it's coming from Latin America and Asia. Yeah. That's the illegal immigration. That's illegal immigration. The Muslim immigration is mostly refugees from the wars, which, and then, you know, beyond that, it's like, what's a bigger problem than immigration? That we are being sent to kill and die on behalf of a foreign country. I think that sovereignty is actually the #1 issue. So as long as we can achieve understanding on that basis, we don't need to Like, obviously there's a discourse between Christians and Muslims, and we don't agree on everything, and there is some friction and some tension there. We don't need to be best good friends on that basis, but we can have understanding that we're being played and that we both actually have a larger opponent.
Yeah, I see a lot of people talking about some Iran is holding their women hostage, da 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 da. It's the Islamists, they're going crazy. Bro, they're not okay. In their country, there were people who didn't like the regime, and there were people who liked the regime. Not everybody just hated the regime. Not everybody hated what was going on. So to just assume that everybody was against the regime and we need to go help them is just insane to me. But yeah, I like what Nick and Sneako was talking about. It's Iran Israel war based. It's they're talking about, I forgot, I think somebody got shot. I think somebody did somebody get shot? Did a Muslim? Oh no. Well, like they were talking about, a Jewish guy was antagonizing Muslims, and we won't even say Muslim, but somebody threw a nail bomb at him, and it's making more like scare for the Muslims. It's giving more. It's basically like a smaller 9/11, way smaller 9/11, like individual 9/11 type shit. But they're basically trying to scare us into being scared of the Muslims so that they can nuke Iran. It's fucking ridiculous. But this isn't. I wanted to end with something a little bit more interesting. What they're talking about is Iran. Well, they're not really talking about anything based on the war, like updates. They're talking about something about that happened here, and to not divide. So we're gonna get into what Myron and was cooking at the University of Florida.
Anyone else have a disagreement on why women deserve less or why Israel's actually a bigger threat to us than Iran? Don't be scared, guys. You get on the mic. Promise it won't be that bad. What's up, man?
Hey, how's it going? So I got a question for you. Are you in a relationship with a woman?
That doesn't matter, but okay.
How many?
Do you want to be loved by a woman? Like, do you want a traditional marriage?
Doesn't matter if you're loved, if she doesn't do anything if she doesn't listen to you or respect you. It doesn't matter if she loves you. She's gonna treat you like shit. The fuck, she could love you, still treat you like, I love you, honey, and still, disrespect you.
Well, I do think traditional marriages are extremely important to the social fabric of the United States, and the nuclear family is the backbone of society. But we have to be honest here and realize that building a nuclear family in today's day and age, with the way feminism is, the family courts, etc., it's a very dangerous proposition for a majority of men, especially if you're a higher earner. So I think marriage is a religious ceremony, and if you're going to do it, try to not involve the state. Because quite frankly, you can get anything out of a marriage from just a regular relationship. So it really doesn't benefit the guy to get married.
I mean, I am in a relationship. I've been in with my girlfriend for 3 years. I love her very much. It makes me a better man. It motivates.
He's in a fake. Okay, what you guys understand? He's in college right now. He doesn't pay any bills. He doesn't have any requirements as a man. So of course it's all nice and lovey-dovey. So of course he doesn't have to really be a man to be with her, if that makes sense. Like, he doesn't have to really go out and become. Let me see. He doesn't really have to do anything because he doesn't have any responsibilities. So there's nothing for him to really like show his masculinity besides him being smart, maybe, or being strong. But other than that, there's no like he's taking care of anything or he's really protecting her because they're in a safe ass environment. So of course he's gonna say some dumb shit like this.
That's me. And I just was wondering, like, how old are you?
Yeah, I'm 50. No, I'm 36.
So I really hope by the time
Yeah.
I'm 36 that
I'm
I'm
old, dude.
married with kids and that I'm in a happy life. Why have your choices led you to not have that goal?
Well, I'm a pretty controversial guy. People try to kill me all the time, and they hate me and stuff like that. So it would be pretty irresponsible to have a family right now. So, yeah. And the thing is with men, right, we got to, our time clock is a lot longer than a woman's. Like, a woman is in a rush a lot of times to find a family in her prime years, in her 20s, etc. But as a guy, you know, your value's built on other things that take time to acquire: status, resources, income, competency, confidence, ambition. These all take time to build.
But what about joy? Like, I get a lot of joy out of treating my girlfriend as my equal.
Life isn't about fucking joy. You sound like a 12-year-old. What about joy? What about fun? What about the rainbows? Like, what about, like, nigga, grow up.
And trying to understand her beliefs.
Well, you're cooked then. You treat your girl like an equal?
I love
you're
her.
cooked, bro. Like,
Bro, you're cooked. What's happening to America? Why are we saying women deserve less, and why are people laughing at this? This is just an opportunity for people to talk down on each other, which is
He's getting angry. He knows he's cooked. He knows she be fucking telling that nigga to shut up, nigga. All that talking you doing.
not beneficial to anyone.
Okay, so here's the problem, and I see where you're coming from, right? We're told the Disney fairy tales, you know, the golden rule: treat your someone else how you want to be treated, treat women nice, everything else like that. Which I agree with. I think women shouldn't work. I think the man should be the breadwinner and take care of her. But we have to be very honest here and understand
that's not
that men
equal.
and women are different, and we're attracted to different things. And for a woman to be attracted to you, she can't look at you as an equal. She has to look at you as a superior.
How can you say that if you're not in a relationship with a woman?
Well, okay, so here's the thing.
When Lumen Field wants to power game
Men don't have to
day experiences for
okay.
69,000
Let me get to this. So when to negate the advice, you'd have to destroy the logic of the advice. It doesn't matter if Myron is in a relationship, good one or a bad one. You have to destroy the advice that he's giving, okay? You have to attack what he said, not the person.
Yeah, I'm very ugly, actually. 2 out of 10 at best. But no.
Your personality matters way more. If you treat them like you're equal, if you respect them, they will respect you back.
Okay.
Is bro trying to get coochie, or does he have a girlfriend already? Like, which one is it? Like, bro is simping so hard right now.
A man's job isn't to get in a relationship and secure commitment. That's what we give to women, okay? It's a woman's job to secure commitment. It's our job to go out there, create value, build a legacy, build a last name, and then the women are going to come from that.
Why are you putting either of us in a box? Why do you say that we have to do certain things? Why can't we just live our lives and be happy?
Yo, what the fuck? This nigga did not have a dad. Why can't we just live our lives and be happy? Nigga, this ain't a video game. What is this nigga on? This nigga, he must think he in a video game or some shit, or he must think he, I don't know. This nigga just love joy, happy. He just trying to be fucking excited all the time. Like, that's not how life is.
Because that's just not how the world works, unfortunately.
I mean, I'm in a
relationship. It just doesn't. It doesn't work.
But he lives in. But guys, he can stay like this because he's. Well, let me not say stay like this. He can be like this because he's in college. He's not in the real world. College is a fake environment. Yeah, they feed you. You get to class. You get to walk. You walk to class. There's no real fucking danger. Like, you don't really have to think about how the bill is going to be paid. The lights just turn on because your parents paid the school, or you see what I'm saying? Like, there's no real responsibility at college besides go to class. So he's not in the real world. This is not an authentic environment he's in. So that's why he can act like this joy, happy, fucking nonchalant idiot right now.
Competence. They want excellence. They don't want a guy that's equal to them.
If you're not in a relationship with
what was
one?
that?
How do you know what a woman wants if you're not in a relationship with one?
Well, I've been around quite a few women. I've talked to more of them than anyone else would care. Oh, is there saying lies? Okay. I don't even know why these women are here, man. Like, is there a kitchen nearby? Like, what the hell's going on?
Is there a kitchen nearby?
Why these women are here not making sandwiches? Like, damn, it's fucking get us some sustenance. You know what I mean?
This is why
Set up a
you
table,
will always be single and unhappy.
put the bread out, make some bologna. Oh, this guy's mad. Okay.
This is why you would always be single and unhappy. Thank you. And this will be the first nigga that you'll see him on the news. Live on Fox 5, we have a young kid who murdered his girlfriend's whole family. Like, dumbass nigga like that because he think his girl wants an equal and he don't. She gonna be fucking the nigga who ain't equal to her. All right, that's what she gonna be doing. She's gonna be fucking that nigga. All right, letting her choke. She gonna be choking. Don't stop. Y'all heard her. While you say, baby, can I do that? Looking ass. Y'all niggas are weird.
Yeah. So, guys, that is what you call blue pill conditioning. What he doesn't realize is that when you treat a woman like an equal, she's going to get bored, she's going to go, and the next thing you know, she's going to be fucking Nigerians. So you don't want that. You do not want that, okay? right? He's gonna be fucking walking into the room one day and fucking Dikembe and Oogaloo. Fucking
Nigga said Oogaloo.
train on his chick.
Hell no.
Oh my god! I thought we were equal.
Nigga,
I treated you so
what did I
well.
what did I just say? Did just start killing her? Like, ah, you motherfuckers.
Like, bruh, like, guys, because we got a lot of young men here. So let me give you guys some, wisdom that your father, your uncle will probably never tell you because they don't want to be, labeled a misogynist.
No, that because they're fucking pussies, all right? That's why they're not gonna tell you because they're fucking pussies. Fuck being labeled a misogynist because they're fucking pussies. That's why they're not gonna tell you because they're a fucking pussy. All right? That's why he didn't tell you that. He a fucking bitch. Okay?
You can either understand women or respect them as an equal, but you can't do both. I'm gonna say that again. You can either understand.
And the reason why is understanding them means you can't respect them. Here's why. If you understand them, you understand they don't want to be an equal. They want to be the submissive. They don't want to be the equal with you. They don't want to be dominant. They want to be submissive. But if you treat them equally, you give them that authority and that power. See what I'm saying? So if you understand them, you understand them, or you can treat them equal, but you can't do both. Because if you understand them, they don't want to be equal. Fucking idiots. Stupid.
Understand women, right? Or treat them as an equal, but you can't do both. So if you understand them, you're not gonna. You understand that you have a duty to lead, protect, provide, and that inherently puts you in a leadership role.
But even that, you understand that they don't want to be equal. That's another thing. That's what I love about this. You understand that they don't want to be equal. So that's what you understand. Okay? So you can either understand them or you can treat them as equals. Like, because if you understand them, you understand they don't want to be equal. Bars.
Perfect.
And that's how women want it, guys. This is the uncomfortable reality. Equality and egalitarian within relationships.
Every time, I want to guarantee you, every time, if you ask a woman, she wants you to die and pay bills for the rest of your life. I don't give a fuck what she does or what she says or how strong she is. She's going to want you to die and pay for the rest of your life, all right? So if you understand them, you can't treat them as equal because guess what? She's not going to get up, nigga. You got to get up. Every time, you got to get up too. Ain't no, honey, you got this every time. So either understand them or you treat them as an equal. You can't do both.
Relationships is a fucking lie. It's one of the biggest lies we've been told, right? So, anyway, who's up next? I know we had some hecklers over here on the side, some of the ladies. Ladies, if you guys don't have anything you want to say? Okay, just heckle from the side. What's up?
So I just wanted to ask you, what, in your ideal world, if you were given full power, what jobs would women do? What would women do?
Kitchen work, house, mothers. They would be wives. They wouldn't be out here doing all the shit that they're doing now.
In the world, like how would they help America?
Sure. So if I was to become Fuhrer on day one, the first thing I would do.
We do got to get them in shape, though.
I would bring back slavery. Okay? And let me tell you why. So there'd be an IQ test on day one.
Over dramatic.
If you score below an 80, you're officially a retard and you got to go into slave labor. You have to put the fries in the bag, pick some cotton, strawberries, do all the manual labor work. Obviously, you'll have a nice work week, 5 days a week,
Right. It won't be bad.
We'll put you up in a house or whatever. But this is what we need to do. This is how we bring our manufacturing back, so we don't have to rely on the Chinese so much. We can't trust those guys. And then as far as women go, women are going to be...
He said, damn, yeah, we can't trust you motherfuckers. That's all you do is steal our shit, you motherfucker. That's probably why you over here, nigga. Fuck.
Sandwiches and obviously making food.
Shit.
I think feminism was one of the biggest lies.
I love replicating our shit.
Where as women have become more and more liberated, we've seen relationships and marriage rates and the nuclear family just tumble alongside it. So, and I'm kidding around quite a bit about some of that, right? Being hyperbolic. But I do think that women should be focusing on finding a guy and getting married in their peak years, not being whores.
So in your ideal America, would it be a diverse America? Would we have people of all different races, or would it just be the people that you deem acceptable?
I'm big on competency, but I also think that mass immigration is a problem. So we'd obviously, that's another thing I would do is I would significantly limit immigration. we'd have ICE out there arresting people all over the place. We wouldn't pull out like Trump did out of Minneapolis. That was extremely cowardly. Should have never done that.
Facts.
Because all you're doing now is emboldening these progressives to fight against ICE and immigration enforcement more.
Right.
So
if we fight them in the streets, they'll stop.
That's what I would focus on.
Keep coming over. If you put up a fight, they'll fucking stop.
So when you're saying competency, how do you decide that? Is it just because IQ is a very flawed metric? That's not proven by anything.
Well, obviously, it's just a component of competency, right? Like if you're not the smartest guy, but you're a hard worker, you could probably get ahead, or you can increase your intelligence as well, right? There's people out there that might not be like, naturally super high IQ, but they can work their way towards becoming more competent, becoming more intelligent.
Exactly.
It's a little bit harder, but it could be done.
Like if you're trying to get more competence, then yeah, we might be able to work with you.
When you're talking about competency, is it just competency in one aspect? What if there's a guy that's really good at jumping? There's a guy that's really good at jumping, but he's not smart in any other aspect. Is that competent enough for you, or does he deserve to be a slave?
Really good at jumping has.
If he's black, he'll be a slave. No, I'm just kidding.
This nigga's stupid.
Again, in what metric are you asking though? Like if he could jump high? I mean, he could be an athlete or something.
Let's say he's an Olympic world athlete.
Bam, there you go. That's his job.
But what if
you represent the country as an Olympian?
But where's the baseline? What if he's top 50? Is that
it would be based off of other people, like everything in life. It's based off
where's your
competition.
Baseline? Top 50, top 100, whatever you deem acceptable.
It depends on what the cutoff is, what the sport is. Every sport is different. Obviously every team is different. It completely depends on the team or the sport.
Right. So you talk a lot about slavery. Do you have a BDSM kink?
Bro, really bought into that. Huh?
Do you have a BDSM kink?
No.
Not a BDSM.
Like you like being in chattel. Seems like something you would really enjoy. You would like being tied up, is what you're saying.
That's a strange thing to say. I don't know what you're imagining right now, but that's fine.
I think we're both imagining the same thing.
Yeah, that was a weird question to ask.
I think
somebody pat this guy down.
Bro is spurging out right now. He was doing all right. Now he's tweaking out.
Before he, you know what I mean?
Bro's tweaking out.
Yeah. Come over here. Someone else.
Come over here and pat me down.
Oh, this guy's weird.
Yeah.
It's like, come over here and pat me down.
And okay, I don't want to take up any more time. Go Gators.
Yo, bro is shaking. Like, why are you shaking, bro?
Who's up next?
Niggas be shaking trying to be hard. I don't know. Like, you don't have to be like. What was the point of that, bro? Like, did you feel bad because you called him a pussy? Like, you niggas are fucking. You look like the crybaby though. You look like the pussy because you're fucking crying.
Hey, what's up? I've been watching Fresh and Fit for a while now. I'm not gonna lie. So my question is, it's not specifically about women, but you said that Indian people are the biological weapons of the Jews. Could you explain that?
Say that again.
He said. He said. Oh my God.
Can you explain that?
Oh, when I said Indians are the biological weapon of the Jews?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So because it's typically always been Jews that push mass migration. And then the next thing you know, we got a bunch of Jeets in the country. Thank you, come again. So yeah, that's why I say that, because they've been, when it comes to like liberalism and progressivism in general, Jews have pretty much always been at the forefront of it, whether it's feminism, communism, Marxism, etc., mass immigration. They've been the ones that really facilitate a lot of that, right? So now my thing when it comes to immigration,
don't put your mouth on it, nigga.
A
Shit.
skill set that we can't easily replace here, then I understand. But the problem is that our immigration system has been exploited for so long, and there's so many loopholes in it, that I can't even imagine to like.
So can I explain my take in a sense?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
So I was born here. I was raised here all my life. I'm born Indian immigrant parents, but I'll never say I'm Indian. Never say I'm Indian American. I take on the Theodore Roosevelt viewpoint of being hyphens. I see hyphens as being very divisive. I'm always say I'm American. I'm always proud to be an American. I'll do anything for the nation any time of the week.
Anytime of the week. Let's go, my boy.
I think that in order to maintain America as a competitive place, because we're always in constant competition with China, India, Russia. And in order to maintain, we need to extract talent from outside the world. So my question to you is that what are your thoughts on H-1Bs?
Scam visa, utilized to get cheap labor and get shortcuts.
Yeah, we don't like H-1B visas.
Definitely give those jobs to graduating students here, Americans, versus getting those jobs, giving those jobs to foreigners.
But would you want the best in the world from other places in the world in order to
the H-1B visa isn't necessarily a skill set visa. Like that's a skill set visa would be something like an O visa, right, for like an exceptional talent.
Mm-hmm.
The H-1B is just, You know, I'll just be very blunt about it. It's a visa to bring in a bunch of Indians. That's what it is for tech companies, right? He got banned on Twitter because, like I said, that.
Yeah, I was about to say, if y'all don't remember, Myron was talking a lot about the H-1B visas because Elon likes to use them bitches. So, and they got him banned, and he hasn't got his check mark back yet.
It's a scam to bring Indians in for tech jobs. And Elon Musk is a bitch, so he ended up like fucking taking my blue check away. But it's the truth, man. It's a visa that's been exploited for a very long time. F1 visas also get exploited all the time. You know, someone will sign up for like some language school, never show up to classes, just use it to get into the country. So our entire immigration system is getting exploited in so many different ways.
So my one last question. Everyone said that Indian people smell bad, and I try my hardest not to. I put deodorant on. I shower like twice a day.
Nice.
I try my hardest, not gonna lie. So
Let's go, brother. Good job. Good job, Mr. G. Good job. Good job, brother. That's what I'm talking about. Beat the stereotype. That's what I'm talking about. Don't be Stinky G. All right? Don't be shoot, bang. Like, come on. It's not. It ain't hard. It ain't hard. It ain't hard.
Myron.
Yo, what's up, man?
So, like, I'm going to make a very bold claim, and I want you to.
Don't put everybody in debt. Don't clip the coins. You know, it ain't hard. Fuck.
I want you to know what
it ain't hard.
Okay? I think, for better or worse, Bibi Netanyahu is a great man of 21st century history.
Okay.
Why do you
See now, my brother, that was a bounce check for 7 G's right here. Yeah, that was a bounce. Well, no. The check didn't bounce. That check hit it. That was a check for 7 G's right there.
Let's hold the booing.
That's cool. Why do you think so?
Well, because like look at him, like even if you, regardless of what you think of Israel, right? I think like from a Nietzschean, Faustian perspective, I mean, he's literally embodying what being a Faustian Ubermensch is about. You know, like he liquidated Hezbollah. You know, the pager thing. He had all the traffic camera in Iran. Like the most powerful country in the world is completely like doing his bidding. So like. He doesn't care about international law. He doesn't care about rules-based world order. So, like, wouldn't you agree, like, from a Faustian Nietzschean perspective, like, he's pretty dope?
No, interestingly enough, I was talking about this on stream. The Israelis have probably one of the best intelligence services in the world.
Yeah.
And you can make the argument that they're even better than the CIA because the Israelis don't have the same red tape that the CIA has. Like, they can do all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
So you got to give him credit there. And he's obviously a good politician. The dude is wanted as a war criminal. He's still flying all over the place, and not getting arrested.
He doesn't care about rules-based world order.
Yeah,
he doesn't care about
so
all the the boundaries that are binding the the normies. Like
yeah, you don't get to that level, And he's also every time he does an interview, he's always able to take like Israel's problems and like make it also a U.S. problem. He's really good at doing that. I mean, he's been doing it for 30 plus years.
Yeah,
so
and I think he mocks.
He's a good
Trump.
politician.
I think he mocks Trump, Putin, Xi, all of these people combined in this way. I mean.
He's definitely a good politician, but the guy's a criminal and obviously has a lot of blood on his hands.
Yeah. But like from a Faustian perspective, it is kind of dope.
I mean, you can make that argument.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
The next generation of quality from Tacomo is here. Optimized for forgiveness, reimagined for precision, and designed ideally.
My bro came up to ride Netanyahu. Even though it was making some great points.
Hey Myron, my name's Aaron.
from that perspective.
I came from Orlando to see you today. Shout out to O. Shout out to O. It's my hometown, or at least it was until it turned into Rio. Unfortunately, I don't have.
You just said Rio.
Your breakdown on the drive here as well. Unfortunately, I don't have any big disagreement, so I'm not going to try to waste too much time. I agree with like 90 to 95% of what you say. If anybody tries to do the shut it down, the 10% is what you disagree with. I've been a fan of you and let's say the Avengers since 2022. With, the Avengers initial.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
I'm completely okay with you guys booing. By the way, he's way more successful than all of you, and your opinion is like kind of weighted differently in my mind.
It's all good, man. I don't mind.
Oh my goodness! Stop glazing.
That we're talking smack in the back have to come up on the mic.
I think they were laughing because every time this nigga stops talking, he says, I don't know why he does that. Every time he starts talking, he's
I can show us what feminism is.
Yeah.
It's them roids.
So I always listened to you guys and understood deep down. I believed what you guys said, especially about dating and the vetting process. But I didn't have the balls to apply it to my own life. And a few months ago, I got absolutely wrecked for it. I got completely swindled and manipulated by the first girl that tried. And that was a real wake-up call for me. I completely learned my lesson. So I just want to say to all the people watching at home, if you're like me and you're watching all these guys and listen to what they say,
Bro, I cannot hear it.
If you're not taking their advice and applying it to your own life, it's not doing you any good. Because I'm not that good at improv and I don't want to sound stupid.
You're good, man. Take your time.
All right, he's just glazing. He's not really actually, you know what? We will end it right here, guys, because we are an hour in. But yeah, not too bad of an episode today. Got a little bit of Professor Jiang, some Nick, and some Sneako, and some Myron. I gave you a lot of everything today. You know, we like to get a little bit of something of everybody But I definitely appreciate you guys for stopping by. Shout out to my boy with the Chinese symbols. We don't know what the fuck that is. Appreciate you for chatting. Toby, appreciate you for following. Hind, I see you with the follow as well. Appreciate you guys. I definitely will be live Wednesday, same time. Make sure you turn them noties on and get over there immediately. Hope you guys had a great rest of your day. I will see y'all boys Wednesday. Peace.
The bitch shaking it, showing it. You this, you that. We laughing at them together. Oh! So stop treating these like they mean something.
Let's go to TikTok.